This is to show the collaboration of a little bookmark on my bookmark tab that operates on any audio page, any podcast from the New York Times. So I have two little pieces of software, a bookmarklet that gets a piece of information to supply to another piece of software that immediately will transcribe any podcast. So the user experience is I go and I start playback, and in this case I have a 7-minute playback, which isn't long, but
Thursday, March 21st. Here's what we're
let's say I decide I don't want to listen to the whole thing. I want to quickly get a transcript. So up in the upper left, I'm going to use the bookmarklet, and you see that comes back with a URL. So up at the top middle of the screen, that URL is the actual MP3 file that's playing. So that's the piece of information from this first element of software. Now the second element of software, once I have that URL from the page, I go over here and all I do is key in that URL. Now this isn't the URL we just looked at. This is a 7-minute audio that I got the URL of in another interaction, and you can see here, that's the details. So this part of the screen here is the details of that file. So it's an MP3, 7 minutes. You see down near the bottom of there. And I am going to hit enter. It says it's transcribing. And there, now I don't have to listen to the end of the 7 minutes. As you can see here, I'm scrolling this text area. And often, if it's a 7-minute video, instead of taking 7 minutes to listen to it, I can read it. I can speed read it in 3 minutes. So that utility, any audio page from the New York Times, 2 simple clicks, modern software, some API calls. I'm using deepgram and their Nova 2 model to do the transcription. It's very accurate, very good. So that's it. In a nutshell, start out listening to the podcast. If it's too long for you, just 2 clicks and you get it transcribed.